Episode 2. Sophia's life had become a living nightmare. The darkness had taken hold of her, and she could not escape it. Every waking moment was filled with the terror of what she had seen and what was yet to come. She withdrew from the world, shutting herself off from family and friends. She spent all her time poring over the ancient texts, searching for a way to break the curse that had been laid upon her. But the more she read, the more she realized that there was no escape. The knowledge she had gained had become a part of her, and she was now bound to the forces of darkness. One night, as she sat alone in her cottage, she heard a voice whispering her name. She looked around, but there was no one there. The whispering grew louder, and she felt a cold breath on the back of her neck. She turned around, and there was the man, standing behind her. "You cannot escape me," he said, his voice like the hiss of a serpent. "You are mine, and you will always be mine." Sophia tried to run, but the man was everywhere, his voice echoing in her mind. She knew that she was trapped, that there was no escape from the darkness that had taken hold of her. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Sophia's mind had become a prison, filled with visions of unspeakable horrors and the voices of the damned. And then one night, she saw something that would change everything. She was sitting alone in her cottage, reading one of the ancient texts, when she saw a symbol that she had never seen before. It was a symbol of hope, a symbol of light in the darkness. She knew instinctively that this symbol held the key to her salvation. She searched through the pages, looking for any information she could find. Finally, she found a passage that spoke of a ritual that could banish the darkness and restore the balance between light and dark. Sophia knew that the ritual would be dangerous, that it could cost her everything. But she had no choice. She had to try. She gathered the ingredients she needed, and she began the ritual. The air grew thick with an otherworldly energy, and Sophia felt as if she were drowning in a sea of darkness. But she did not give up. She persevered, chanting the ancient words, pouring her heart and soul into the ritual. And then, suddenly, it was over. The darkness lifted, and Sophia felt something. She felt a warmth spreading through her body, a feeling of peace and light that she had never experienced before. She knew that the ritual had worked, that she had banished the darkness and restored the balance between light and dark. Sophia looked around, and she saw that her cottage had been transformed. The walls were no longer covered in symbols of darkness, but in symbols of light and hope. The air was no longer thick with an oppressive energy, but with a sense of calm and tranquility. She knew that she had been given a second chance, that she had been saved from a fate worse than death. But she also knew that she could never forget what she had seen, and what she had learned. Sophia continued to study the occult, but she did so with a new understanding of the dangers that lay within. She used her knowledge to help others, to warn them of the dangers that lurked in the shadows. And as she looked out into the world, she saw that there were others like her, others who had been touched by the darkness, but who had also found a way to break free. She knew that the battle between light and dark would never truly be won, but she also knew that there was hope. As long as there were those who were willing to fight against the darkness, the world would never be truly lost. And so Sophia continued on, her mind and soul forever marked by the knowledge she had gained. But she also knew that she was not alone, that there were others who would stand with her, no matter what horrors lay ahead.